This arrogance from the United States is clearly visible not only in West Asia, not only with China, not only with the Palestinian people, but with Latin America. The biggest victim of the militaristic oligarchy of the United States, the state-sponsored terrorism of the United States administration, is Latin America. They call Latin America our backyard. They supported cartels in Latin America. They overthrew democracies in Latin America. They had coups in Latin America, and they created havoc in Latin America. Now they're trying to ramp it up again with Venezuela. Why? Because they're calling Maduro a cartel leader. A cartel leader. He's the leader of a drug cartel. And now what did the United States do? They went on and attacked a ship, killing everyone on it because they claimed they were smuggling drugs. No proof, no evidence, no nothing. A ship sailing in the sea. The United States, shows you who the real terrorist is, goes and attacks the ship and kills everyone on it. Look at that. What did they say? They said it's a Venezuelan ship belonging to the cartel. And that cartel is run by Nicolas Maduro. And Nicolas Maduro is a man who we might actually overthrow. Now, we know very well that they have plans to overthrow Maduro. They've tried multiple times and they failed miserably. As a matter of fact, this was the little puppet that Trump himself, your supposedly America first, was trying to push to become president in Venezuela. Do you remember his face? And guess what the West did? The West said, despite the election, despite Maduro winning, he is the president and we recognize him. That's the logic of the West. We recognize you, therefore you are the valid one. If we don't recognize you, you're the baddie and everyone should follow suit. Shut up, please. Keep your arrogance and racism to yourself. Venezuela, any country can be criticized. No authority is beyond criticism. But sure as hell it isn't the United States and Western countries who are in a position to preach grand theft all across the globe for centuries. Are you going to preach now? What does he want from Venezuela? The biggest oil reserves in the world. The biggest oil reserves in the whole world. Venezuela. And he wants that. And companies in the United States want that. And Donald Trump is a businessman. Now you might ask, well then, if Donald Trump is having this approach with Maduro and he's saying that we can, there potentially might be overthrowing him. Hold on, as a matter of fact, I found a video earlier on from the modern day crusader Pete Hegseth, who said the following. Let's listen to him quickly.
So Nicolas Maduro, as he considers whether or not he wants to continue to be a narco trafficker, has some decisions to make, and that's all I'll say about that.
Is regime change our goal there?
Well, that's a presidential decision, and we certainly understand the indictment. We understand the $50 million. Anyone would prefer that he would just give himself up, but that's a presidential level decision, and we're prepared with every asset that the.
So this modern day crusader is talking outright about the potential of having a coup against Maduro to take him down if the president decides so. And the presenters, regime change on the table, as if they are their backyard, as if, Venezuela isn't a country that has people. That's called neo-colonialist supremacy. If you don't realize that, you're blind. Wake up. And they're planning to take him down as if they're actually taking action. This is a provocation today. Them going and attacking a ship that belongs to Venezuela and them claiming it was some sort of a drug cartel. The biggest cartel in the world is the United States government. The biggest drug cartel, the biggest pedophilia cartel, the biggest terror cartel, the biggest empire of lies. You kill your own people, you traffic drugs from all across the world, your security agencies are criminals. Who are you fooling? They're trying to make us believe as if Maduro is the bad guy. And again, no, everyone criticize whoever you like. But it isn't the American administration's definition that we follow on what's right and wrong, do we? None of them, no Western leader, since the genocide began, up until now and forever, has the right to speak about anything to do with morals, with civilization, with democracy, with human rights, with any right. You lost every credibility on earth. And you showed your true face. And you still are. And they want to do the same thing with Venezuela now. So he's not just having this arrogant approach in with the Palestinian people or with Iran or with China. He is having that with Venezuela. And we knew that, of course. But he wasn't lucky. They tried to take Chavez down, Maduro several times, and go, let's see what you can do. Now, you may ask, well, why is Chevron re-engaging with Maduro in Venezuela when Donald Trump is carrying out these actions? Okay, very simple. Carrot and stick. They gave an exemption to Chevron so that because Trump is about money at the end of the day. They gave exemptions to Chevron temporarily to go and extract oil from Venezuela, because Venezuela could be one of the richest countries in the world. The United States sanctions against it, global state-sponsored terrorism campaign, is the thing that put a large strain on Venezuela, especially as it sits in this hemisphere, right? Our hemisphere, our backyard. The American administration is called our backyard, Latin America. Carrot and stick. Talk Maduro, and we will smack you if you don't. And Hegseth himself, modern day crusader Hegseth, is the man who is telling you, guys, if the president wants us to go and attack Venezuela, we'll go and attack Venezuela, as in take the regime down. The audacity that these people have, and how easily they can talk about a regime change, and how easily they can tell you that they assassinated and eliminated this and that leader, as if it's, totally perfectly fine when it happens by a Western country or a Western leader. Don't be fooled by that. Plus, have you ever considered that by justifying this act of state-sponsored terrorism against Venezuela or any other country for that matter, you are legitimizing the act against yourself? So what's preventing any other country to say we need a regime change in the United States? But this is where you see where the other actors are way more reasonable than the United States and the little puppets in Europe. Way more. The ones who are hostile, the ones who are violent, the ones who are irrational and radical are the Western leaders and the United States, in their majority again. Don't take things out of context. And now that's blatantly happening yet again after all of those centuries of American involvement in Latin America, where they still are active, by the way. We saw what they did with Morales not long ago. And again, people like Elon Musk at the time, they were saying, we will coup whoever we want, wherever we want. Military coups, political coups, bringing actual cartels to power or violent organizations to power. And now they're doing it again, or trying to do it again with Venezuela. What sheer arrogance. And it shows you that the real mentality of the United States and this war criminal, Donald Trump, who is turning out to be the biggest warmonger, the man who sold himself to be anti-war, the man who said, we're going to finish all of the wars in one day in 24 hours. I'm going to finish the Ukraine war. I'm going to finish the Palestine war. The biggest warmonger.